Hello everyone, Krydex here. Welcome back to our Nullius playthrough. So in our last episode we got all of our sciences caught up to 0.6 a second, which hopefully is enough for what my base is going to need throughout grain science. I can always improve these if I really need to. Looks like we're maxed out on mineral, climate's doing great. Okay. And purple has stopped because of capacitors. So let's check on that. Capacitors have given up the ghost because of aluminum sheets. So it looks like the next thing I need to do is improve aluminum. Let's put that on the to-do list. Improve aluminum. So we'll jump into an aluminum ingot line. We have 2 per second right now, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we've got right around 2 per second. So now these can handle 1.2. I guess this would be a little better if I did productivity. Since all 4 weren't running full speed anyway, I might as well get a little bit more out of it. Anyway, so let's throw a new aluminum line. And we can research, or did we already research the new aluminum? We did. Aluminum production 2. So this utilizes alumina and aluminum carbide. Isn't that what we already had? What's this one doing? Oh, it's just using aluminum carbide by itself. Okay, so if I use alumina and aluminum carbide, we can get more. There's a part of me that just wants to destroy all of this. Pretty much all of this is aluminum. At least above this point. But all these tanks are useful. Ugh, this is getting messy. But let's just find out what maybe 5 a second would require by itself. And also, how close am I to yield module 2s? When do I get the next modules? Yield module 2s are pretty far away. And they require batteries and processors, which I don't have, so I can't really quite deal with that anyway, so I'm not going to worry about that. Wait a second. What was that? Oh, I have speed modules. I don't think I realized I have speed instead of just haste. Haste is interesting because it actually provides a little bit more speed than the speed module, but the speed module actually doesn't increase the power requirements, so it actually saves you power. So if power is a concern. Let's go for 5 and just see what all happens, because we have medium furnace 2s, I think. Let me see if those can be automated real quick. Medium furnace 2, or small furnace 3, which requires mortar, iron, aluminum wire, refractory brick, sensors, combustion chamber 2s. Okay, we can do medium furnace 2s. Albeit they are a bit expensive, but we can do it. So let's automate those bad boys. You are small furnace 3, and you have 6 ingredients. And so you need 30 aluminum wire and 40 mortar. 30 of this. Mortar, 40. And then you are medium furnace 2, and that all fits. And that should do it. What's the stack size? It's bothersome. Won't let me see it. We can control Shift F. Stack size is 50. And then the stack size of this is 50. I don't think I want 50 of each of these. That seems very expensive. So let's just do... 20, 20. Okay, here comes the mortar. That'll do it. Got plenty of bots. Anyway, continuing down this road, we need carbide, which currently only comes from one place. So we are going to need a matrix solve this. And then alumina, we have a new one, alumina 2. So instead of 3/4, we get 5/6, which is better, definitely. We just need to add in some water. Still need a core of hydroxide. And that just comes from crushed bauxite and caustic. And then sludge reprocessing doesn't seem super necessary at the moment. And then graphite is a need. And did we decide which one of these is actually better? Because methane has the same recipe as carbon monoxide, which is CO2 plus hydrogen. So, let's turn off Nature's Solver for now. Shoot. This is 100. We something's got messed up. I think the new methane way is better. And then CO2 from just air. And then hydrogen. Now this one's interesting. We actually want some amount of caustic solution, which we are voiding in various places, aren't we? Which is a bummer. So we really want to refactor a lot of things here, because caustic solution, for example, down here it's getting voided. Well, we're actually using up all our HCl right now. We've got extra sand. I'm just wanting a nicer system. I think I'll work on, because these systems are just so interconnected, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Because like all the stuff we have down here for polycrystalline silicon and everything to make our modules, it's just a big mess, and we want more interconnected systems. I also think I'm going to need rails at some point, so trains can move, you know, major outputs longer distances. You know, like I could just build this whole aluminum ingot setup like down here by the 11 million bauxite or 8.7 million bauxite patch, and then I could just train in the ingots. That doesn't seem like a horrible idea, but then we've got wasted all kinds of stuff because the caustic solution. Yeah, there's only one way to get that, and there's only one way to get this. Definitely you just want to produce hydroxide. And then brine comes from saline. And then saline comes from seawater. Oh, I forgot about yield modules, of course. But of course. Medium furnace 2 is now the default, along with crusher 2. And that's good, okay. So how much? 13.4 yield modules, play 10.62. That's a pretty significant difference. 10.35. That's a lot better. Sweet. And then we still have crushed iron ore, which could be repurposed. Could just be crushed into gravel. And then sludge, which we don't have repurposing yet, is just turned into wastewater. Okay. How do I want to do this? Are any of these byproducts important enough? I mean, we get some free chlorine, but are there new ways to get rid of chlorine yet in green science? Chlorine. Okay, so we can still utilize chlorine and ethylene to make plastic. And currently, what's this? ECH? Organic chemistry. We're actually not very far from this. And it uses caustic solution. Propene. So what is this good for? ECH is used in epoxy, glycerol, more epoxy, more glycerol. Huh. So that's an idea, I guess. We also need it to make titanium tetrachloride, which is not until soon. Okay. But that needs rutile. Rutile comes from well, sand and sulfuric, or sand, caustic, and hydrochloric. Huh. And then finally, it gets added to lime to make CaCl2, but that's not for a long time. This ECH stuff is interesting because it can't be voided directly, so maybe that's not a good idea. But the 12 brine is enough to give back some amount of sodium hydroxide, like 1. which is enough to make like 33 caustic solution. So this actually gives you free caustic solution, uses up chlorine and propene. Propene being a little difficult to get. Do I care? I think I do. I think I want a centralized chlorine network too. But things are getting pretty tight, so I'll move the chlorine up to here. And moving forward, this will be my centralized chlorine tank. So I'll just bring bauxite up to here. I might just go mine this patch. How far is that? Ooh, that's pretty far. Probably a few hundred this way, a few hundred this way. Yeah. Filter 2s can have efficiency. Save a tiny bit of power there. Yield does nothing here. Does yield do anything here? It means less hydrogen, which probably saves me power in the long run. Because for hydrogen, we actually need this. And then we do need some pure water when it's all said and done. And that will come from fresh water, wells. Yeah, so if we switch this to not use yield, I bet total power goes up. We're at 14.2. And switching this out of yield would give me 13.9. No, that does save power. Really? It goes up to 1.9. Yeah, I mean, it does reduce this to 1.7, but I guess it still just saves more than it uses. I guess the yield isn't quite that powerful. Not powerful enough yet. What's the mixture do? 14. Wait, what was it? Wasn't this 13.9 though? Yeah, it was. Okay. So I guess the only other concern is like multiple buildings, but that's fine. Okay. Is 5 enough? Or should I just go for 10? No, I think 5 is enough. Are any of these really close? Like this one is close to the next. But I really want yield to reduce the number of ores I use. Okay. Alright, well we need a bunch of belts, extra belts. So that's first step. And then we can slowly work on building this. Now medium furnaces, we want to take out of my thing and change it to medium furnace 2. Which are slightly more efficient. They have a much larger draw though. Requiring 60 kilowatts just to exist. Which is pretty significant. You know, if you have 20 of these, that's just 1.2 megawatts always. Okay, good. We actually have quite a few. And then I need some miners. I do need another radar. Do I already have one? Nope, I didn't. Maybe 2, just to be safe. And then I need a bunch of miners. And I need a bunch more belts. So I'll take all those. And all these. And my base can deal with it. Deal with it. And then we are going to go get some new aluminum production going. Probably should use the car. It's pretty far away. Okay, so for pylons, connect it up. Let's see, where's the, there we go. Well, I just ran directly into pylon I created. Cool, cool. It's really gonna bother me. Can I make a repair pack? I can't. Oh well. Okay, so I'm going mostly, what is that? West-northwest? Okay. So we'll go beneath this lake. Rocks. It's like that Austin Powers scene. That's what this feels like. Oh my gosh. Ah! Jeez. Oh, there's another one. Okay, here we go. Finally, made it. Get some light, some radar. Might as well get some free power. And then we set up miners, which will give me plenty of bauxite. Let me deconstruct any rocks that are here. Now, 50 might not be enough. This is a pretty big patch, but it'll definitely be enough to get all the... No, I like them to be lined up. It'll be enough to get me all the bauxite I will need for a very long time. This feels wasteful because I could have a line going this way. I want more coverage. So something like this, and those can just go around and come back in, I guess. Holy cow, this is a big ore patch. Okay, well that alone is 75 per second, so I think we'll be okay. Get these all powered. Okay, actually, I want these to be lined up. It looks a lot better. Okay. Perfect. All right, and then this comes around. Go out that way. Okay, so I don't think I need to worry about bauxite ore input. Should I worry about power? Because, I mean, we have 8.7 million here and up to 75 a second. So maybe I should just build this right. And by right, I mean, we're going to do a lot more aluminum per second. We're going to take care of our aluminum needs for the foreseeable future. We're going to divide by 10.35 times 30. Close. Now we divide by 29.98 times 30. Bam. That's how you do it. Helmod, get your ratios right. We're going to build this. 40 megawatts, but it makes 14 aluminum per second. I like it. And we do need to deal with byproducts. Because of the significant amount, I am going to switch... Where was it? It's in here. You know, this should be separate. The graphite production. That feels like its own thing. I'm gonna make 2 separate blocks and we're gonna compare them because I'm still not really sure about this. Okay, so CO2, we are gonna use the residual gas recipe on both because I want to make sure we have enough residual gas when we need it. Now this, I guess we can just copy that and paste it in to each one. Now why did that not paste totally to the bottom? That was weird. And then this one, I still don't understand why there's graphite. If this is linked, this is providing all the graphite. So what is this even providing? Water? I don't even know. The important part is I just want to compare buildings and power. And this is with no modules. So this one, so that's going to be basically all the same things. Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, air, hydrogen. Whoa. Water and well water. Okay, so 11.4 is significantly lower, and you can see that 20 buildings is lower than 28. And I feel like it's also slightly simpler. We get a little bit less residual gas and nitrogen, which is actually probably a good thing, unless our goal is to make residual gas, so we'll keep it with that method. And we do need a tiny bit of input water. Thought we had enough, but I guess not. That means we want water to be an additional output of this. There we go. Bingo. Okay, and that will provide a significant amount of sand. How's it going, Brandon? Staying warm, yes, but outside is not so warm. Today marks the beginning of some cold weather. I feel bad for any kids that are trick-or-treating tonight because it is not warm outside. Let's see. I don't need more than 30, so I think 30 is fine for now. Kind of building it to be exactly 30 per second. Iron ore. And then we can... I have vehicle snap, so this will drive perfectly to the right. Assuming I don't run into rocks, this might actually be slower than just walking. Guess it depends. Oh, there's more rocks. Holy cow. This is a lot of rocks. We can't even go across all that. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna walk back. This driving into rocks is so annoying. I need a tank. When do I get a tank? Do we ever even get tanks? It looks like we don't. Unless it's called something else. I'll just walk. Do-do-do. Okay. It is a long walk, but I'm okay with that. Gives me more time to drink coffee. Yeah, I think I underbuild a little too often. Ooh, yeah, 30. That's chilly. I think the high today where I'm at is like in the 40s. So a little better than that, but still cold. Okay. Get rid of a couple of things I know I'm not going to need. We probably should throw a sensor node along the path somewhere, but we're making our ore take a different path than the power did, which is maybe not a good idea. So make sure that's connected, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, come on. Alright. Is that where I want to be? Up here in this corner? Yeah, that sounds good. I kind of don't want it to be in and amongst the wind fields, though. I might want to move the wind fields. That's maybe a project as well. Because I kind of... Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. But I was going to say I want it to be tileable, or like at least copy-pastable. And so having a bunch of wind in the middle of it, I guess isn't that big of a deal. I can just have wind in the copy-paste. It's never bad to have more wind power. Honestly, wind power is a pretty big part of my base's energy generation, so I shouldn't complain about it. I mean, you know, if you look over the last hour, wind has been doing most of the heavy lifting. And we just have enough of the other stuff to meet the demand when wind drops down. So, I shouldn't complain. Yeah, I'll just build it in here. And we'll move the wind turbines if we have to. Okay, so this is a pretty big build. 85 buildings. I don't even know if I have enough of... Yeah, I don't have enough furnaces. I'm gonna need... Let's go grab everything we need. I like how it tells me how many steam engines I need. This game doesn't even have steam engines, bruh. Okay. Ooh, iron. It's being used at a high rate. What's going on with that? Check it out. Okay, so I was wondering about this. We do need to upgrade this belt to red, then. So we'll get this guy able to go a little faster. And it's this one. There we go. So that when the steel takes what it wants, we can still get a little bit more per second flowing through. Guess I can upgrade this part too. There we go. Okay, and that should fix whatever problems it was having. Maybe not. Maybe I'm still just not producing enough, but hopefully we are. Then we need some more medium furnaces, actually. We need 30. 16 flotation cell 2s. Do I not have those? Flotation cell 2? Like I didn't. 14 crushers. 5 hydro plants. 5 priority electrolyzers. 5 distilleries. Okay, I do have distilleries. I just don't have very many selected. Let's change that to 15. And same with hydro plants. Okay, and then air filters, we got plenty. Wells, we have plenty. Okay, and then I feel like there's probably something else I need that I haven't requested, but let me go grab some more yield modules because we're going to need those. Okay, sweet. So that should be all I need. It's still surprisingly not, it doesn't feel like all that much, but I guess 16 of a building is actually quite a lot. And then we'll have more residual gas and chlorine to give back, along with wastewater and maybe some sludge. Okay. Oh, I forgot the repair pack. That's fine. You know, covering the base in concrete is also something I want to do. Am I storing up insane amounts of concrete? Actually, looks like I'm out of concrete. Yikes. I thought for sure I had enough concrete per second to handle that. Do I not? 3.1 per second. Oh. No, we're short on inputs. What are we short on? Oh, it's because the mortar is also getting used. I get it. And these are short on inputs. Oh, is it the alumina? It's the... No, it's not the aluminum. It's lime. We're short on lime. Because I need another inserter here. That's the core of all of that problem. Is that within my construction zone? It is. Aha! We can use the power of ghost entities. Okay, so we need another inserter here. And a belt there. Hopefully I can change the settings. Oh no, I can't change the settings from here. Oop. Oh, I just broke that one by shift clicking. That's kind of annoying. I guess if I do this, then this can help me. So we want to grab from the left, back, and insert forwards. And then, no, it still doesn't follow that. So there's really no way to long distance configure. Huh. Bob's inserters, I guess. Well, I'll just run down there. Fine. Fine, fine. It's a long walk, but I'll manage. Oh, I have science to be researching. What am I doing? Oh, sweet. We have new silicon upgrades. Honestly, lab research speed should just go first. Textiles and acrylics. Steelmaking 2, that seems like a big deal. Chirality, I couldn't care less about, but you have to do it to unlock stuff. Glassmaking. Oh, more inventory. Praise be. So we'll get all that going. Ooh. Okay, come on, concrete. You can do better than this. Yeah. So I guess we couldn't get that going on its own. But yeah, I don't know why I thought one inserter would be enough for this. Jeez. And the input's 4. So there we go. That's a little better. Okay, so then that provides 2.5. These need 1.8. We could upgrade these. Aha! And probably save a little bit of power since these are power hungry. So now those can use up to 3.6. Okay. So then that should be more than enough lime. Or at least close to enough lime. And then these, I guess I want yields on those as well. Now they're medium furnaces too, so they'll pump out more of the cement. And then these have yields. Oh yeah, and then this is a problem. We gotta have an inserter that can actually handle the speed there. And then do I get inserter capacity? What is it? Non-stack? Where actually is that one? Stack inserter capacity. Ooh, we get more rotations, which is good. Is this the first non-stack? We don't get it until physics apparatus, or did I miss one? We do get inserter 3. I guess we just get stack inserters, which is inserter 3. So, okay. So we will get stack inserters eventually. Alright, okay. That was a distraction, but moving on. The base is a mess. I feel like what we really needed to have done, and maybe I still should do this, is center the base around a two-way bus. Because there are so many things that need to go in both directions. I feel like we need a two-way bus, where if I want to put like 20 belts on each side with like another 15 fluid lines or something. And so then we can like send things one direction or get things back from another direction. I don't know. I feel like a two-way bus actually isn't a crazy idea for Nullius. Maybe next time. Or maybe we'll get there eventually. We still have a lot of Nullius left. All that to say. Okay, so let's get this going. First order of business, I guess, is the graphite chunk. So let's get that built. Graphite chunk requires no inputs, but has quite a few extra outputs. So we'll put that over in its own area because, well, we can use the graphite for other things. Okay, so yeah, I like this method a lot better. And the graphite chunk, let's see if yield helps. So look at total power, 11.4. Ooh, yield does help. Okay, that's good. So we'll use yield on that. 11.4 versus 10, well, 10.7 versus 10.9. Interesting. But we also reduce the buildings necessary. If we go down to 2.1 electrolyzers, these are so interesting. Like, what would be the most efficient? Anything that can reduce a building, I'm always a fan of. You know, what if we put yield in this and yield in these? Yeah, see, then we drop down to 4 air filters and 2 electrolyzers. And 3 distilleries. So I am a huge fan of that. And we could further do yield, but that's not going to help as much. It's more helpful to just do less power there. And then air filters, electrolyzers can't use anything. These I don't only need one of anyway. So that's, I think, the best route. Now, if we were going for maximum power, 9.1, you know, we could just still do efficiency, but then we need an extra distillery, an extra air filter, and an extra electrolyzer. So I think a little bit of power to make the build more compact is worth it. I can also throw beacon. I keep forgetting I have beacons. Beacons just kind of suck at this stage. So when do I get the next beacon, I guess is the big question. Transmits 40% each of 2 modules. Oh, that's interesting. So it's slightly weaker, but you get 2 of them. So it goes from transmitting 50% of a module to 80% of a module. And then the third beacon, I hope it has a bigger range, because that's not that much better. 50%. I mean, that's just basically normal Factorio beacons. And it doesn't look like we ever get a better one. So I mean, maybe that's fine. I guess the modules get better. you know, because Bob's has a very imbalanced system because the modules get way better and the beacons get way better, both in percentage and in number. And so you're getting like 3 axes of improvement all at the same time, and you get this exponential growth like crazy. So maybe this has a bit more of a range, I guess. Does Control Shift F work from here? It does. Beacon 2. I bet the range is in here somewhere. Wire count, pictures, flags. Place result, beacon 2. ID. Wow, there's a lot going on here. I have no idea what most of these are, but one of these has got to be the range, right? Distribution efficiency, allowed effects, module specification, energy usage, emissions, module specification, 2 module slots. Oh, come on. Where's the effect range? Distance 3, is that the radius visualization specification? I bet that's it. Yeah, beacon radius. So this one only has 3 still. What about beacon 3? Let's find out. Sprite. Or no, I have to click on that first. I'm sure somewhere in here. Where did I find that? This one. It's still only 3 distance. Okay, well, that's fine, I guess. Just normal beacons. I was hopeful for a beacon that's slightly stronger than vanilla, but alas. Okay, well, why don't I actually build something? Sorry, guys. It's been a lot of talking and Helmodding. But, you know, that's Factorio. I guess if you don't enjoy that, then maybe you got bigger problems. Okay. What am I doing? Check, check. That was a weird way to say that. I wouldn't say you have bigger problems, but maybe you don't enjoy Nullius or my playthroughs if you don't enjoy those things, is more what I'm really trying to say. Okay, so that gets me 2 outputs. I am gonna have like a bunch of outputs here. So oxygen will be the second, so we'll just line them up like that. Hydrogen gets all used up though. Okay, and then we need 3 distilleries. Maybe I'll put them down 1. And we need 4 of these guys. We'll line that all up. I don't think undergrounds are really going to help a lot, but that, I guess right here I could put like a power pole or something. But this is fine. Okay, so we got all sorts of stuff. So residual gas is another one. Let's see. Okay. Let me connect up everything else real quick. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. So nitrogen. I guess the question is, should I just start compressing nitrogen automatically? It looks like the only thing nitrogen is an ingredient in is ammonia. Is that right? Oh, what? Nitrogen is in a lot of other stuff. So why is compressed nitrogen not an option? Ceramic powder box still uses regular rather than compressed. That feels weird. Shouldn't boxing recipes use compressed nitrogen? I guess I can always decompress it, but that's energy lossy. Let's see. Compressing is 4 times as dense, which means the flow rate is 4 times as much. I get compressor 2s soon. Oh, I already have compressor 2s. No, I only have compressor 1s. Then why does this say 2 on it? Oh, it's energy storage 2. Okay. We will get compressor 2s. And we actually have everything we need to make compressor 2s already. And those work fairly fast. Speed of 2. What the heck. It's only 400 nitrogen a second, so this line can handle it. Okay, so there's my nitrogen line, and then... Oops, one more over. There's my residual gas line, and then... I guess we'll have a chlorine line, right? 1, 2, 3... Why is there an output of carbon monoxide? Oh, we get carbon monoxide back. Oh, that's handy. Oh, no, it's not handy. Oh, shoot. Did I do a dumb? Oh, no. I didn't notice this. Okay, hold on. So let's imagine, just for a moment, that we screwed up. And... Because this carbon monoxide gives me back graphite. So if I had used the carbon monoxide graphite recipe, it's possible, it'll be frustrating if this is the case, that this is actually way more efficient. Air is not made in a chimney. What is going on here? Oh, we've already got that. So if this... What am I trying to say here? This is what we want, right? Yeah. And then I just need to plug in this to make it match. Because we are outputting 92.5 carbon monoxide, which is about half. So then this will just say 50% of what we need. Bam. And then our monoxide's balanced out. Then this only uses 10 megawatts. But honestly, it's pretty much still the same as what I had before, because you just need so many chemical plant 2s. What if we used yield here? Then we need even less. So this could drop down to like, what, 45%? 46%? Yep, that still does it. Now we're down to 19 buildings. So is this better? 10.1 megawatts. What was the other one? Oh, it was 9.1, but that's after. Wait, why is it saying 14.5 now? Hey, I told you you're supposed to be 46%. Why did you change? Weird. And then we can use a single yield here, drop that down. Make sure we use efficiency where possible. And then this is 9.1 megawatts. in 18 buildings versus 9.1 megawatts in 17 buildings. So it turns out they're basically the same. Still, even after. So maybe we'll have free carbon monoxide. What else is carbon monoxide good for? Monoxide is actually used... Oh, right, we crack it down into ethylene, propene, and benzene. So it's probably better to have the output monoxide, honestly. So I think after all that work, we're just going to go with the original. Because it's kind of still about the same. It does help because I don't have an extra byproduct, but it actually hurts because the byproduct could be a good thing. So I think I'd rather have the byproduct. I just end up with so many liquid products, though. Anyway, that was a digression, to say the least. So then these use up all the dioxide. There's 4 of them. Let's put them here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ding, ding, ding. This one is the end. We should correctly manage these as well. That way we don't have connections we don't want. And then the hydrogen connects up via a corner like that. Okay. And then the water here. Oh shoot, I forgot about the water. This is a top up. I think, isn't it? Well, we actually get net positive water. Let's see, this provides 94 water. This uses 129, but then this needs to produce a little bit more to go outside. So yeah, okay, this is all fine. We just want a T-junction now. I'm probably gonna need a few of those over time. And then this will turn and do that. So then this will make sure this only makes water when we need it. Okay, and then we've got our methane. And it's literally just methane. How beautiful is that? That is awesome. Now there is a little bit of a problem. I also forgot these make hydrogen. So the hydrogen needs to be a top up as well. What's cool is I can actually do this as a top up right here. Same story. That'll just top up and then turn around. And then the hydrogen output can be connected. Up, turn a corner. And this will go down. This is... Well, I guess this needs to be a 2. Yeah, and do that. There we go. Okay, and then we get our graphite. And each one of these can produce 3.861, which is 2 inserters worth. I love these new power poles. Okay, so this build right here is actually quite elegante, I would say, and produces a heck of a lot of graphite in a fairly condensed manner. I could probably condense it even more, but this feels pretty good. Trying to think. I guess this power pole is actually surprisingly not helpful. So yeah, let's set up a power pole here to make sure everything would connect. We also could shift all this top part to the right. Just trying to think of how to reduce this footprint, because I actually really like this graphite build. The liquids are pretty finicky. I guess what would help is if I just moved the actual graphite part of it to the left here. Because we can fit them right here. And then that will keep the footprint smaller because it was sticking out past the right side here. And then is there any way I could move these up? I don't think so because we have 5 liquids, so we need 5 spaces between them. 2 on this end. This is just matching those. Yeah, this feels about right. Okay. Actually, that's perfect. Because this is the... Gosh, there's so many lines. So I think we want these to line up perfectly with the methane. Get rid of oxygen in that one. And then the hydrogen... This is the hydrogen line. And we'll just connect. To the right. Shift that over. I could reduce the pipes by 1 here, if that's a... Yeah, and we'll probably want the belt there, so that's fine. It will not fit? That's not true. It will fit. Ugh. Okay. So we want that. Oh, shoot. No, we actually can't do that because the oxygen's going over it, so I do need to do it this way. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have our graphite on some undergrounds. Okay, there we go. So this... And we don't have any outputs unaccounted for, I believe. That's correct. This is my little graphite build. Baby's first graphite build. And we're going to put that in the recipe book. Which I don't actually know where it is. I don't have it on the inventory, I guess. This will be named Graphite! Exclamation marks. And we'll put the graphite symbol in there. Okay. So there we go. Graphite taken care of. Those two feel like I can deal with later. And then... This one feels like what to build next. Oh, crap. Because we actually end up with excess hydrogen from that, too. Did I factor that in anywhere? No, I didn't. Oh, right. We actually probably are okay with that because we want to mix. This episode's getting long. Because we want to make HCl. What if I made plastic with all that chlorine? What if I just had plastic as a byproduct? How crazy would that be? You know, what if I did this? Input, link, But then I would need to make ethylene, which comes from methane, interestingly enough, or monoxide. Well, we already have some monoxide, but it's not enough. It's really interesting. So what if we... Yeah, so we're making some amount of ethylene, and what can propene be used for? Propene can also crack down, because we're not using propene. And benzene... Well, benzene can't be turned into anything just yet. Eventually you can crack it back with benzene reforming. When do I get that? Benzene reforming. We do get it in this tech tier, but we are a long ways from that. So, what all does this turn into then? We also get methane, which then I can turn back into ethylene as well. So we end up getting pure ethylene and benzene. Still not enough ethylene, though. This is so interesting. Because then we can break the hydrogen chloride back into more chlorine. And then use that more chlorine. I mean, do we need to set 200%? Does that work out? No, we still have excess chlorine. 240. There we go. That's no excess chlorine. Okay, 230. Yeah, somewhere around there. So then, oh, but we're having input hydrogen chloride. What? Oh, we want that. Wait, I'm so confused. How is there input hydrogen chloride? Because this is... Oh gosh, I've really confused myself at this point. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, all that to say, I could get a bunch of extra plastic. Nope. Not worth it. In any case, we do output hydrogen and chlorine in equal amounts. Because the only place we get chlorine is to make caustic. So I probably should combine these into HCl, right? I think so. 1.2 chemical plants. And then we only need one pipe to handle all that. Am I missing some other thing that chlorine by itself can do? Other than plastic? I could make ECH. Propene. Propene comes from ethylene. Maybe I should just make ECH. Is that... Okay, we'll look at it. So let's say we used this to make ECH1. When do I get ECH? Oh, organic. It's soon. We get ECH soon. And we also get a new plastic recipe. Interesting. Which requires BPA. Okay, well that'll be fun to check out. Yet another reason not to make the previous plastic recipe. So let's do input link. Now this brine can totally support all of the caustic solution I need. This actually might be a good idea, because the brine can be turned back into... Can I matrix solve this? Oh, no, that breaks everything. Sheesh. Yeah, that really broke it. The brine can be electrolyzed. Now I can void brine, right? Brine. Yeah, I can just void extra brine. But the point is, I can easily get the concentrate or caustic solution. Oh no, it broke. Why did you break? What's the problem here? I don't know why that broke it. Come on. In any case, I do remember that sodium hydroxide is about 33 brine or 33 caustic per. So this alone is almost 100 caustic solution. And then we get more chlorine, which can loop back in. Along with more caustic solution. But basically, we're caustic positive in this, and we're chlorine negative. So this is a way to use up all your chlorine and get free caustic solution. Now, it might even be enough. I feel like the matrix solver isn't quite working right with this. I'm curious. Let's just start with a certain amount of propene. We're just going to do a whole new line. Propene into the ECH recipe, ingredient input. If we have like 10 propene, we use the brine to make more hydroxide. We use that to make more caustic solution. We matrix solve. Okay. Is that working right? I think so. So then kind of what we're figuring out is for a certain amount of chlorine, you get a certain amount of extra caustic solution out, which we can also avoid if we have to. So then here, we're getting 71.5 chlorine. But only because we're making the caustic solution in the first place. Oh, this is so interesting. So there's some sort of balance, which is going to be really tricky to find. I love this. I love Nullius. Oh my gosh. Because essentially what I would want to know... Okay, so what am I figuring out? I'm figuring out that this takes chlorine and switches it to caustic solution, and we have the benefit of getting some free ECH. But also at the cost of propene, which, you know, propene, essentially we need some amount of carbon monoxide, but then this produces ethylene, which we can also break into stuff, methane, propane, and then we have methane out, And methane. Okay, we need propene. Right, but this gives propene as well, but then that gives methane out, which then can be ethylene, which was the input to this. So that's, is this gonna break everything? Not quite. But kind of. So now we have too much propene. This is very confusing. I'm gonna get back to building soon. I promise. So propene. So this just needs to be less than 100%, which I can't even set because it's not part of it. Can I set this? 80? Yeah. That's closer. But then we have input methane. It's all a mess. Anyway, that's all kind of irrelevant because that stuff's free, quote unquote. It's not related to the chlorine caustic solution piece, but chlorine can be turned into caustic solution, is the summary. So there's some amount of this chlorine that we could turn back into caustic solution so that we have zero output chlorine. That's the long story short. Because then as this uses more of the chlorine and gives back more caustic solution, we need less of this, which gives less chlorine, so eventually those meet in the middle, and we have no chlorine output. Which is kind of cool. Feels like it's worth doing. But I'm going to set it up separately. So we're going to delete that, we're going to have our chlorine output, and then later we can just figure out how to hook the caustic output back up in. So this will be a top up. So basically that's all we've learned. We're going to do everything the same, except this is going to be a top up into where the caustic solution is needed. So we'll leave a little space, and then we'll build this. Gosh, sorry guys, that was a bit intense. So then we've got a couple spaces here, one of these. Then we've got 2 electrolyzers. We can actually really bring those in. Then we've got 2 outputs there. And that should do it. So a couple things. First, we gotta hook this up. Then we've got wastewater, which connects to over here. What's tricky is all 5 of these lines are taken. So what we really need is to go through the building through the buildings themselves. So this can be wastewater. But then it's kind of annoying because this inserter is exactly where I need this to be. So I guess we'll just shift that over 1. Okay, so wastewater is hooked up. And then input seawater. How much did we need? It says 304. So that should be it. So hook those up. Okay, and then that gives me fresh water. Now I'm trying to remember, this fresh water should also be hooked up to this. So this is still a top up. Hook that up, then the brine goes over. And then we have another T. Oh my gosh, this episode needs to be over. I'm sorry, guys. This has been a fun one, but a bit crazy. Okay, and then we get this. Now, based on what I've discovered, I guess we shouldn't make HCl gas. So, 2 more of these. And these will hook up to the hydrogen and the chlorine. It's probably just better to do it this way anyway. I mean, unless I have huge amounts. Oh, and the water here is desperately needed as an input. What am I doing? So there, turn a corner, input. There we go. Okay. And then that's only a top up. So hopefully that all works itself out. And caustic solution is the thing that's needed. But we're not going to avoid any of that. Okay, those two I'm not going to worry about just yet. All right. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry, everybody. This has been a bit nuts. So here, I'll do the 6 and 6. With let's see, we have 3 products. That's a bit unfortunate. These down 1 more. I guess I could put the no, because I need an input of 30, so I was gonna say we could put it on the same belt, but so we need an input belt. Now each of these has an input rate of 2.5, which is unfortunately 2 inserters. Can we even handle these inserters? Can I handle this? If I do something like this, I can. So but then these I need to stretch out. Should be the same speed still. Okay, so that's the input inserter. And then with outputs, pretty much 1 inserter should be fine with... Oh, right, I can do double filters. These aren't stack inserters. Although that's risky, because then if I upgrade them to stack inserters later, it breaks everything. Let's... I'm being a dummy. We can put 2 of the things on the same belt. That's the input. Oh, I guess we could, except we need an entire belt for bauxite. Technically, we could do this on 1 belt. Actually, no, that's more than 30, I think. Because of the yield modules, yeah. So if we're using exactly 30, we're going to create more than 30. So I do need 2 belts. Okay, well, we got that figured out. But what I can do is something like this to leave enough space for more inserters. So then we should be able to manage. And then if I move these over... No, that's tricky. We'll just leave it the way it is for now. We'll just do this for both. That leaves plenty of space. Okay, okay, okay. So now we need the output filters, and there's 3 per building. So, guess we'll do a 3 length, and we'll go on the top for the 2 on the top. And those are going to be crushed bauxite. Then, what's the rate? 1.9, so as long as I've got 1.9, I'm good. Okay. So that's that output, and then this output. Needs to go, those both need to go on that belt. The problem is, this one really needs to do this. 0.76. That is fast enough for the other 2. Okay, so that one doesn't really matter. So this is sand, this is iron ore, crushed. That'll go on the bottom, those will go on the close side. Might as well keep them on separate lanes since I can. Okay, so sand is on the close side here. Yeah, the top side. Pellets are on the bottom side. This drops on the bottom side for crushed bauxite. 2.73 is fast enough. This one was the iron pellets. And it is dropping on the bottom side. And then I should 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I should be able to just copy all those and flip it. And that should work. Copy, flip. Belts are going to disagree, but that, I believe, does everything correctly. Am I perhaps overthinking this? The answer is yes. I don't even need to use the word perhaps. I am definitely overthinking this. But now that it's done, I think we're fine. So then I can just copy that and copy it again. Wait, something went weird up here. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh no, who's placing down there? Oh. The input guys are out of whack. Oh dear. Oh gosh. How do I fix that? Because it actually ends up inputting for the next one, which is kind of weird. I guess I'll just change the last one. It does have the same, but yeah, the yield makes it mess up a little bit. Oh, I just have too many of these. These didn't need to be flipped. No, they did. Those 2, and then that one puts there. Oh, that one puts back into that one. Oh, so I just have an extra one. That one's extra. This one's extra, and there's not an extra here. Oh, I get it. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure, because I think... Because these are all good. There's exactly 3, 3, 2. So there's 8 per 3, 3, 2. Okay. So then, yeah. I think I was just building over some inserters that shouldn't have been there. So there we go. Alright, alright, alright. So let's get that hooked up to power. Put this here. Let's see if it all actually works. I guess this one can be done. Okay, well they all ran. And they all seem to be working. Cool. Okay, well I definitely need to call this an episode here for the YouTubes. So if you've been watching on YouTube, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you all next time.